start. Tanur Rabbanan is Amid Bais.
What is it?
Hey, Amid Bais. That's 5B towards the bottom. Tanur Rabbanan was taught in a Bais. I might see it's 5 lines from the bottom. I might see Menachem Leplatia Derech Stav. Okay, a chanos is a store. That's Rosh Hashanah. Platia is an open marketplace, an open area, a plaza, and that's a Rosh Hashanah. Derech Stav, the stav is where the stands are, where a storekeeper can have his outdoor stand. So there's a store, he has an outdoor stand, and then there's the plaza where everyone is crowding around. The Rosh Hashanah is defined as the Chanos, the Rosh Hashanah is defined, and the stav is considered a carmelis. Why? Because it's not a Rosh Hashanah, it's not an enclosed area. It's not where the rabbim go, because it's for the storekeeper. That's this middle status.
Why is that Rosh Hashanah?
Because the rabbim don't go there, don't go into that area. That's for the storekeeper.
At the same time,
right? The storekeeper stays there. That's like his stand. Imagine it's like a table where he has his
like the shuk,
yeah,
a flea market,
right? So the Tanakam's opinion is chayiv. He carried from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah and he's chayiv, even though he went through a carmelis. Benazai Paiter, Benazai says he's Pater. Jimmy, you got it over there? You have it?
Yeah. When you say Pater, it's a Pater when you got the carmelis, is a Pater when you got the Rosh
Hashanah. Even though he carried, we'll see why in a second. The Gemara says, okay, so we have an opinion here of Benazai. Did we have Benazai yesterday? I seem to remember we had a Benazai. Let's see. Benazai, Bishleim Benazai, Kusabim Mahalach Kaimidami. We understand Benazai's opinion because he holds that walking is like standing. So as he walked through the stuff, he stopped there. He didn't actually stop there. But if you do it in the opposite of time lapse, right? Slow motion, do it in slow motion. So he stopped. And so therefore, you're pater if you carry from a Rosh Hashanah to a carmelis. You're pater if you carry from a carmelis to a Rosh Hashanah. So it's in slow motion, he stopped. Ela Rabbanan, but according to the Rabbanan that say you're chayiv, nehi nami de kasapi mahalach lav kaimidami. I get it. They don't hold that it's like you stop. However, but hechesh kachna ki agavna de chayiv. What's your makar? What's your source that you should be chayiv? Do you see anywhere in the Torah that if you carry any other examples, that if you go through a makam tour, harmless, let's call it a makam tour, it's a type of makam tour. So do you find that you should be chayiv? Amar Rav Safra, Amar Rabami, Amar Rabbi Yechanan. Rav Safra says the name of Rabbi and the name of Rabbi Yechanan. We're on top of Tafav. Nidi dahavi amaver chayfetz b'shus rabbim. It's similar to someone that's carrying an item in the Rosh Hashanah. Now, what happens is, to be over in Rosh Hashanah, you carry 4 amas. You lift it up 4 amas and you put it down. If someone carries more than 4 amas, so the extra amas that he's carrying does not increase in his chiyuv in any way. Until he puts it down, he's pater. Let's see how the Gemara says it. Hasam, someone carries in Rosh Hashanah. Lav afal gav, is it not that even though Kama de nakat lava azal pater, as he's carrying it and walking around, he's pater. But kimanach lechayev, but once he puts it down, he's chayev. So it should be the same thing here, which means like this: that there is a p'tur that's going on as he's carrying it and not putting it down. Then he puts it down and he's chayev. So you see there's an area of Keturah. There's no increase in Chiyuv, those extra Amos that he's walking. And so too over here. He's carrying it through a derech stav. That's an area of Keturah. But when he puts it down, he's high.
So then, is it Mahalach Kaimet or not?
We're saying Mahalach is Lav Kaimet. This is the Rabbanah. Mahalach is Lav
He
Kaimet.
puts it down in the, so where he's coming from, where is he, what are the different scenarios where he puts it
Okay,
down?
so we have a comparison going on.
Yeah.
We have he's carrying from Rosh Hashanah to a Rosh Hashanah
To a Carmelite.
via Carmelite.
Right.
Derech stav.
Right.
We're calling it that. And we're comparing that to someone that's carrying 4 Amos in Rosh Hashanah, plus another 2 Amos, plus another 2 Amos, plus whatever, and then he's putting it down. So those extra Amos that he's carrying doesn't increase in the Chiyuv, and nevertheless he's Chayav. Gemara says, 1 second. Like this, the comparison is way up. It says, "Me dummy." Is that a good comparison? Is that similar? Awesome. Over there, Kol Hechad the Menachem Makom Chiyuv. When he's carrying 4 Amos plus another 4 Amos or whatever, plus more, if at any moment he put it down, he'd be Chayav. Hacha, but over here, Menachem B'stav Makom Torah. If you put it down in the Carmelites, you're going to be exempt, not Chayav. So it's not a good comparison. It's a much better comparison. You're only carrying exactly 4 Amos. When you do this one, you'll understand what we were doing wrong before. This one, you're carrying exactly 4 Amos. Hassam over there. You see? You carried 4 Amos. If you would have put it down early, you would be exempt because it wasn't 4 Amos. When you put it down after 4 Amos, you're chayav. So those first 3 Amos is a makam p'tur. You see that carrying through a makam p'tur to a makam chayav, you're still chayav. This is a better. The logic here is good. According to this.
So even if you wouldn't have carried Dalet Amos in the Makam, you're still over even if you're not walking Dalet Amos. Is that what he's saying?
What we're saying is that we have a comparison. We have someone that carries from a Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah through a Makam P'tur, and now we have someone that's carrying in a Rosh Hashanah exactly 4 Amos, and we're saying that the first 3 Amos is considered a Makam P'tur. You see, after 4 Amos, when he hits the limit, 4 Amos, then he's Chayav. See, the Makam P'tur is fine. Fine. He could still be Chayav even though he went through an area of P'tur. So the same thing should be here. He should be Chayav. Umar says, no, that's also not a good comparison. Midami. Can you compare it? Awesome. Lagabe the high gavra makam turu. Granted, this guy started at point A, and 4 Amos away point B. Anywhere in the middle is a makam tur. But l'kuli alma makam chiyavu. But to everyone else, that location is not a makam tur. If someone started at some other point, 4 Amos before point A, then in between point A and point B would be a makam chiyav. So he's not walking through a makam tur. It happens to be for him, it's not 4 Amos yet, but the location itself, right? The location itself is a makam chiyav. You see, someone else could have stopped right there; he'd be obligated. But over here, the Carmelis is a makam Torah for everyone. So what is your source, Rabbanan, that if you walk through a makam Torah, you're going to be chayav? Ella, rather, we're going to have to say like this. We come up with a case which is discussed in Sech B'Seir. Midi dahavi amitzi mirshasayachal l'shasram derech tzidi l'shasram. See, the way it works is like this. There is normally a wall at the end of a chutzner. So a person has his house, has his courtyard around it, and there's a wall outside the courtyard. And then there's a Rosh Hashanah, where people are walking. It's the sides. So there's a wall of his chutzner. Now, it's possible that the wall is broken a little bit. Or the Rosh Hashanah, when it gets crowded, could push in to the area of the wall itself. Because the thickness of the wall itself, the people may end up pushing themselves into that area if it's crowded. Now,
Isn't there like a law that you have to keep your walls a little back from your property, so you push things so that at least that's now. I'm not sure. Like you can't. You have to. This is you can't put the wall like outside.
exactly at that.
So if you
Could be. So, what is the din with that area? The rabbin sometimes goes in there, although it's privately owned. But the rabbin sometimes goes in there. Maybe it's like the swale on our property. It's over there. It's different. Over there, it's owned by the city. It's exactly the opposite. It's exactly the opposite. You're just supposed to take care of it.
Just maintain it, but it's the city's property.
That's the opposite. Okay. So, Hassam over there, Lab Afalgabdi Manachla Tzidur Shusrabim Pater. There's two opinions. The Rabbanan and Rabbi Eliezer. If the person is carrying from the Rishus HaYachid to the Rishus HaRabbi, and he puts it down in the area of his wall, so he's pater. But if he puts it in the Rishus HaRabbi, he's chayav. Aha.
And that'll be a comparison back
This is
to
a
our
great
state.
comparison because that is considered, at least here we're showing that it's a makam p'tur. And nevertheless, whenever a person carries out from his Rishus HaYachid to the Rishus HaRabbi, he passes the Tzidei Rishus HaRabbi. And the Tzidei Rishus HaRabbi itself, if you would put it down, would be pater. See? When you go through a makam p'tur, you become, and you go into a makam chiyuv, you're chayav. Maskef Rav Papa. Rav Papa has a question. The problem is, Rabbanan. This only works according to the Rabbanan. The Amri Tzidi Rishus HaRabim Lav Rishus HaRabim Dam. That they hold that it's not considered Rishus HaRabim, it's more like a Rishus HaYachid. Elo Rabbi Eliezer, but according to Rabbi Eliezer, Dam Tzidi Rishus HaRabim Rishus HaRabim Dam Mayikul Meimar. Rabbi Eliezer actually holds that is Mamash Rishus HaRabim. And if you put it down in the Tzidi Rishus HaRabim, because the Rabbim go there sometime, you'd be chayiv already. So that means that over here there is no makam p'tur. There is no makam p'tur, so you really don't have any comparison. See, we were looking for a precedent of where you could go from a Rishus HaYachid to Rishus HaRabim through a makam p'tur and be chayiv. We're looking for a precedent of that, and we have a precedent.
Did the Gemara decide that this stoop in front of the chanut is not?
Is a makam p'tur.
It is. So why are we still looking?
No, because we had a machlokes Rabbanan and Benasa. If you chayev over there, we know if you put it down there, you'd be pater. We have machlokes if you carry through it, if you're chayev. The Rabbanan say yes.
Carry through it without stopping.
Without stopping. The Rabbanan say yes, and we're questioning the Rabbanan, saying what precedent do you have for that to happen? So we said we have a precedent for carrying through Tzidi Rishus HaRabbi. He said that's only a good precedent according to the Rabbanan, but according to Rabbi Eliezer, that itself is a makam chiyuv. No, we didn't quote the Rabbanan Rabbi Eliezer. We didn't quote the whole story. It's a Gemara and Erevin. We're just quoting the names as if we know that already. Yeah. But according to Rabbi Eliezer, what is there to say? You don't have any source to show that carrying through a makam p'tur, because there was no makam p'tur. This is Rishus HaRabim. Amalei Rav Acha Brei Deravika. Rav Acha Brei Deravika says, "Eimad Shamet Lo Rabbi Eliezer Damitzidu Rishus HaRabim Rishus HaRabim Dami Hechad Lelech Chifufei." Chifufei. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, but like where you see this, and you have to walk through. Sometimes supermarkets have this. You don't let your cart get through. They like block the carts from getting out. Those poles. So apparently, there could be a Tzidei Rishus HaRabim, even according to Rabbi Eliezer that would not be Rosh Hashanah if there were poles in front of the wall to make sure that the rabbin don't hit the wall. Hit the wall, the carts, push carts. So when does Rabbi Eliezer say that it's considered Rosh Hashanah? And that's if you don't have these chifufei, what are the poles. But if you do have the chifufei, then that would be a case where you really have it tzidei Rosh Hashanah, and that's not a Rosh Hashanah. Okay, so we do have a comparison. We have an area of P'tur. Susan, you have an area of P'tur that goes from that's in between a Rosh Hashanah and a Rosh Hashanah. I mean, even according to Rabbi Eliezer, that would be a source that carrying through a Makam P'tur without stopping is still chayav. It's chayav. It's interesting that the Gemara could have said, "Well, I need a source according to Rabbi Eliezer. I'm going with the Rabbanon. And the Rabbanon have the Rabbanon." But that's not exactly how it works, because these Rabbanon are arguing on Benazai. We don't know. Okay. We wanted even Rabbi Eliezer to fit with these to be a source for this Rabbanon. Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says, "Moide Benazai." Benazai agrees. Benazai's opinion was that walking is like slow motion, and it's like you stop.
And your putter.
And your putter. That means if you carry from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah through a Makam P'tur, it's as if you stop. A Carmelist. Thank you. Then it's like you stop. But Rabbanasi is going to agree that if you throw it through, it's different. Mahalach is kaimet, but throwing is not. That was a different opinion. That was Kluta Kamisha Huncha. That was Rabbi Akiva. Right? Was it Rabbi Akiva or Rabbi? I forget. Right.
We like that one.
So Tanya was Rabbi Yochanan says that Benazai is going to be maida by Zayra, by throwing, that it's going to be chayav. It's not stopped. Tanya nami hachi. This was taught in a brisa. Someone takes from a store to the plaza, derech stav, through the stands. The Carmelis is chayav. Whether the person carried it out, whether the person carried it in. Oh, I missed this one. Okay, whatever the order. That's chayav. Benazai says, "Maitzi machnes is pater." Why? Because he's carrying and he's walking. And walking, we said, is as if he stopped. However, Hamoishet Vazerek is chayav. If he passes it, slides it along. And if he throws it, that is going to be chayav. It's only the walking that's slow motion. It's like a step. Okay. The following brisa, probably the most important brisa for everything that we're going to learn. And we're going to have several pages where the Gemara is going to discuss it until Daf Tes, as if it's our Mishnah. And there's a lot of questions. The Gemara is going to explain each one. We'll read it through like we're reading through a Mishnah, and then patient, the Gemara will get to each detail. Well, it does, but the Gemara is going to be medayik. Why does it say this? Why doesn't it say that? All of those. Okay. So we heard that said that the Vav is the beginning of.
Oh, this is where you're talking about.
The Shabbos.
This is where you're referring.
This is really the beginning of. If you would have to reorganize, like like the Rambam reorganizes things, this could be the beginning, at least for the Rishuyas. Okay, Tana Rabbanan, start in a brisa. Daled Rishuyas l'Shabbos. There's 4 domains for Shabbos: Rishus HaYachid, Rishus HaRabim, Carmelis, and Makam P'tur. Private, public, Carmelis, and a place of exempt. The word Carmelis, there's different commentaries explain what it means. Yeah, it's an area that's private, but it's not walled. So one interpretation is, the Rambam's interpretation is that it's like Carmelis is like an almana, that she's not it's not that she was never married, she's not a basula, but she's still not married. Nishtahin nishtahar, right? You're not there. She's right. Some
Science
marry a
taught that in
kaina.
the library. Dr. Science taught us too. That would be with boys.
Yeah, that's what.
It was public with walls.
He went to YU.
We may have the library as a cafe, maybe.
I'm not saying I remember the drive.
We'll see what that is. Okay, and then there's other interpretations. Kar and mal. It's like this. The stalk is full of grain, but it's not soft yet. But it's still soft. It's not. It's totally ripe or something. Basically, it's in the middle.
Wouldn't it be like your front lawn, which is for
Yeah.
people to park their cars with?
Swale.
Swale,
I mean,
not your
swale,
front
not
lawn.
your front lawn. Front lawn
No.
is private property.
Yeah, no,
Swale is
this
public
could be
property.
private. Yeah. No, this it could be your front lawn as well. You don't have an Eruv.
One more time that seeks to be recognized as a holy city. It's 2 for 2. Yesterday and
No.
Okay. The Gemara is gonna go. The Bais is gonna go through. I'm curious if that's the beginning of the Tosefta. Oh yeah.
No, that's on an apple.
You think of that wine, Carmel?
Beginning. Yeah, this is the beginning of the Tosefta. This is the beginning of the Tosefta. That makes sense. This is the first. This is how the Tosefta starts. Okay. What is the Rishus Yachid? The obvious, for some reason, the Bais skips. Doesn't say a house. Goes straight to some interesting example. A ditch that's 10 tfachim deep, and it's wide for tfachim or for amas.
Should be on.
For tfachim. For tfachim. Right? Is that what it says there? For tfachim. Okay. So we learned that Daled Tfachim is considered a makam chashuv. So it's a ditch in the ground. So where are your walls here? The dirt that's surrounding you. That's 10, and it's 10 Tfachim deep. Also, the opposite. If there's a wall that's wide 4 Tfachim, and you go on top of the wall, you're in Rishus Yachid. The wall is 10 tefachim high and 4 tefachim wide. Okay. It's very interesting that it just left out the obvious case of someone that's surrounded by walls or a house or whatever. The easy Rishus Rabbim. What is the Rishus Rabbim? Saratia is a street. Platya is a plaza. Platya Gedela, big plaza. These are streets that go through from one Rishus Rabbim to another. Mefulish means that it goes through. It's not a dead end, not a cul-de-sac.
And there's no people in it?
Well, it's talking about where people use it as well.
Because they show pictures now of Rome, then the streets are all empty.
Oh boy.
So the streets that used to be Rishus Rabbim, and now ain't nobody there. So did they change?
But later today in the Gemara, you'll see that it changes.
It
If the people change, if the demographics change. Zui Rishus Rabbim Gemara. This is a Rishus Rabbim. Ein Meitzian Rishus Yachid Zul Rishus Rabbim Zul. Can't carry from this Rishus Yachid to this Rishus Rabbim. They machnisin Rishus Rabbim Zul Rishus Yachid Zul, and you can't bring in from the public to the private area. V'im haitzi v'echnes, and if you do, you take out, take in. V'shoigeg, if it's by mistake, that means that you forgot that it's Shabbos, you forgot that it's not allowed. Then chayiv chatas, you have to bring a sin offering. The mezid, if it's on purpose, on a shkaris, there's excision, v'niskal, and the stoning. I learned in the Yerushalmi and Bikurim that Karis works, that a person's life is 80 years. Life in Bikuris, 80 years. Bikuris. So you take off 20 because the first 20 he doesn't get count, he doesn't get ancient. So now Kara says a person's life is cut in half. So
I thought we always
so
learned it
that's
was
60 years, so it's 30
50.
years. So now you add the 20 back on,
Prolific.
20 plus 30 is 50. You got it? You got how we got there?
No.
Lives 80.
Easy.
Person lives for 80 years. First 20 don't count because there's no punishment in heaven from till 20. So the 60 years, that's where we're dealing with. So the 60 years you divide in half because Karas is half of his life. So you cut the Karas is to cut in half. 30 years. Now you add the 30 back onto the 20, so it's 50.
That sounds like
So
fuzzy
we
math.
killed.
That's what that counted.
Fake mail.
What about the
No, that's the
See,
Yerushalmi in Bikurim.
what do you mean?
The person dies, if he has Karas, he dies at 50. Though there are other sources that he dies at 60. Okay, whatever it is. Viniskal or stoning if there's witnesses. Aval yam, but a sea. Doesn't have to be mamish a sea, but it's any area of water. Vika, thank you. A valley.
Those for cutting out 20 years.
This Stavanis. What we learned earlier today is stav. These are stands. Carmelis. Or a carmelis. Ain't a liker shusarabim liker shusyachin. This is not a shusarabim or shusyachin. The Gemara is going to ask, what are you talking about? What you say? How do you put carmelis into the list of carmelises? That's not supposed to be one in the list. The whole general list was that. It was like New York. Okay. Ve'ein noisin v'noisin b'seicha. And you can't carry in it. It's very strange that when it comes to the Carmelis, we say that you can't carry in it itself. By the Rosh Hashanah, we said you can't carry it from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah. You can't carry from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah. We forgot to say that in the Rosh Hashanah itself. So we'll see, hopefully, in the Gemara. But if you do carry in the Carmelis, your potter, does
this potter will also?
Yeah. You can't carry from Rosh Hashanah into it. You can't carry from Rosh Hashanah into it. You can't carry out of Rosh Hashanah into it. And if you do, you're potter. Okay. Now we've already explained the 4 cases. We didn't talk exactly about a makom patur. We explained 3 of the cases. Chatzer shel rabim and muvay shenim mefalashim irvim mitarin la irva asura. We mentioned over here that there's a concept of an eruv. That if you have a courtyard of many houses like an apartment building, they have a common area, so you can't carry from your private area your own apartment or house into the courtyard. You can't do that unless there's an eruv, even if there's walls. You can carry in your house. In the courtyard itself, I think you can carry also. But from your area to the courtyard, you can't. Or the opposite, unless there's an eruv. Now, the eruv doesn't mean the string. The eruv means that everyone gives bread, that they give food together, and they combine it as if it's one household. Then the common area becomes all the areas become like one household, and if you can carry from the common area into this.
How do you consider like a party room, like you make a simcha in a big room that they have, which is generally
good example.
used for the whole building?
That's a good example. That's an example that if the party, if you made a party for the whole building, then that is your eruv. They're all leading together. If you're not making a party for the whole building, so then it's a private thing. Then you want to carry from there, then you need an eruv for the whole building by designating food that you'll serve them at Pesach once a year or whatever it gets eaten. But everyone has to designate food to turn it into one family.
When you say everyone says like fruit, but they typically only put like a matzah or something.
Yeah, that's what they do.
On behalf of everyone.
Right.
So, what kind of place is this courtyard?
There's several houses.
No, I understand.
It's enclosed.
I understand. It's not a Rosh Hashanah. It's not a Rosh Hashanah because
Right.
not one. What
Right.
is it?
It still is a Rosh Hashanah.
It's still a
But it's from one Rosh
Hashanah.
Hashanah to another Rosh Hashanah. That's the issue.
In the category.
It would be the same if you had two houses back to back,
It's a bungalow count.
right?
Oh,
Sounds-
boy.
Right.
All the houses around it.
New York attraction.
But it's enclosed.
So Rabbi, so the
Yeah.
courtyard is considered a Rishus Yachid.
Tell me again.
The courtyard
Is there just a
is Rishus Yachid.
but because it's a public area for the
But by dropping something in the trash into that's interesting.
okay. So I'm sorry. So in Mavayis She'ena Mefalashim, these are several courtyards together would make up like your block. There's houses with courtyards, and then there's that common cul-de-sac. That area, all the houses and courtyards use that area together, right? They play on Shabbos or whatever. They can go into that area. The only thing is that it's a mavoi. It's like an alley, but it doesn't go through. So we said alleyways that go through from one Rosh Hashanah to others, they're considered Rosh Hashanah also. But this is a mavoi she'ena mefulash. So that needs an eruv, and it's not really an eruv. It's called a shita. We need to combine the courtyards together to be able to use that, and there's other things that you have to do to fix it. Eruv mutarin. If you did the eruv, then you can use that area. They can carry in there. Makam P'tur goes like this. Other
If there's one giant Eruv like we have here for the entire,
that
building,
counts.
So all these little Eruvs, you don't
Right.
need to do.
Right.
Unless someone didn't hold by the big Eruv, then they make themselves a little Eruv.
Neurotic.
Other I made ala skufa. Person can stand on the threshold of a house. Naitomi balabayas. A nice night. He's on the doorstep, right? The balabayas can give to him, and he can give to the balabayas. That's a makam tour. The area that he's standing on is not 10 tefachim high, and it's not dalet al dalet. Naitel miyani. He can also give to the poor man that's out on the street. Small. That's what we're talking about. If it's more than that, then it's going to be a problem. He can also give to the poor man that on the street, and he can take from him. He can take from him and give to him. But he can't play around with this and say, intentionally take from the balabais and give to the ani, and say that it went through this buffer zone, and now it's been kosherized because it went through that area.
The person was standing here says, "I'll take it
Yeah,
here." Like
he's
you
not
do
allowed to
Mahala.
do that. Right. That he's not allowed to do. Me'ani, the same thing the other way.
You know, some people do the chain where they give it to one person.
That would-
no one
That's what
actually
you can
knows.
do. That's what
That would be
No.
in Rosh Hashanah itself. In Rosh Hashanah, you can carry less than 4 amas. So if you pass it, less than 4 amas, that would be acceptable. But to cross the border, that's the problem. Cross into a Rosh
You do the
Hashanah.
chain. I'm seeing right in the
This is-
middle.
No, it doesn't work because you're crossing the border, crossing the line. In Rosh Hashanah itself, it would work. Me'ani v'naisin l'balabais, the same thing. B'mnatal v'nastan shlashim p'turim. If you did it, everyone's potter. You're not supposed to. Achirim ayrim, others say, that's usually Reb Meir, askufa mishameshes beis rishuyas. This is actually not in the middle. It's actually either or, and it depends. Bisman sheh pesach pasuach. If the doorway is open, tilifnim, then it's considered inside the house. Pesach nol, if the doorway is closed and the guy is outside, tilachutz, then he's outside. If it's 10 tefachim tall and 4 cubits wide, then it's going to be its own domain. Amar Mar, we're going to go back to discuss the Brisa. The first case was the ditch and the fence that's 10 tefachim high or low, and 4 tefachim wide. Zui Rishus HaYachid. This is Rishus HaYachid. Lamutei Mai, what are you coming to exclude? What case are you saying is not a Rishus HaYachid? If you said this is Lamutei Hadar Rabbi Yehuda, it's excluding the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. The Tanya was taught. Yeser al Kenam Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says more than this. Mishiyeshli Bais Batim Shnei Tzidur Shasarabim. Let's say there's a person that owns a house on each side of the street, exactly across the street from each other. He owns two houses.
Across from a Carmelite or
Across from a Rosh Hashanah.
a massive place.
He owns both houses on either side. So he would really should make a what do they call the things they walk across, the bridges that they, from the parking lots to the airport or those types of things. So what he does is on one of his houses, he puts let's say this is one house, this is just on the middle, and that's the other house. Puts a lechi over here. A lechi is a post on this side. Puts a lechi over here. And that is considered like a fake wall that would close off this area. It's as if I've just walled off, I've fenced off my house to that house. And this is not considered Rosh Hashanah anymore in between, and I can carry from house to house. Just because of that pole that I put there.
Why
Those
is
two
it
posts.
that pole?
So in other words, that's supposed, but prior to that, it's a
Rosh
Rosh
Hashanah.
Hashanah. All of a sudden, you put up and people could be walking through it in theory.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he changes it.
Yeah.
And he decides that people are not walking through it anymore.
Wait, but that's Yomi's not a halacha.
So 1 second.
Sure.
Or the other option is,
So if he puts up the pole, it would be more like, is it because he's kind of making Rosh Hashanah and Rosh Hashanah? So he just walking with Rosh Hashanah? Or is he making both houses like
one.
Yeah, like one, and then it's just going through.
Well, Rabbi Yehuda holds that Rosh Hashanah only needs 2 walls, not 3 walls plus a lechi or something. He holds only 2 walls. So I have 2 walls. I have my house and I have my other house. So what do I need rabbinically to get rid of it? It's just a little post. So I have 2 posts. One for each. This makes a wall and this makes a wall. So I have it's closed off.
I think we're all silent, listening and agreeing. That makes no sense.
Well, we're just not used to it. That's or if I have a kaira. Kaira is what we're used to, is a string or a beam that goes across. So let's say he does put up these beam that goes from house to house all the way across 10 tefachim tall or whatever, under 20 amos tall. And that would work. And he goes and he's allowed to carry in the middle, even rabbinically. Amrulai, however, the sages said to him, that's not how you combine, that you turn a Rosh Hashanah Rabbim into Rosh Hashanah. You can't combine it, two Rosh Hashanahs like that. But my Karle Gemara. Okay, so what did we just say here? What we just did is we said that what is a Rosh Hashanah if it's a ditch or a wall that's 4 tefachim and 10 tefachim tall or 10 tefachim deep, but not Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. Because this is a Rosh Hashanah, not Rabbi Yehuda's opinion that says that the street becomes a Rosh Hashanah. That's what we're excluding. But my Karla Gemura, why did we say that this is a Rosh Hashanah Gemura entirely? The Gemara says like this: Mahu the Tema. What might you have said? Keep ligi Rabbanan is supposed to be. Do you have a Rabbanan there? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm missing half my Irish. Old print. Keep ligi Rabbanan. When did the Rabbanan argue on Rabbi Yehuda? The lay have Rosh Hashanah, that it's not Rosh Hashanah. Hani minoli l'taltel. That's to carry. Avalizrek might delay, but to throw, they would agree. Now, what it means over here is like this. Maybe they say that to carry in it itself, you're not allowed. But if you take from Rosh Hashanah, if you throw from Rosh Hashanah into it, they would say that it really is Rosh Hashanah. They're just being machmir. They're saying you can't carry in there because it's not really Rosh Hashanah. But if you take from Rosh Hashanah and throw it into there, maybe they agree that it's a Rosh Hashanah l'chumra.
They would say that you're talking about this case with the 2 houses.
Yeah.
So the Rabbanan say that it's not what they get. The Rabbanan say
We could have thought that maybe the Rabbanan say that you're not allowed to carry in there, and they argue with Rabbi Yehuda that's because they're being machmer. But maybe they're also machmer, and they say that if you carry or throw from a Rosh Hashanah into it, that it's considered Rosh Hashanah. Say no, this is a Rosh Hashanah Gemara. That's not a Rosh Hashanah at all. Now Tosfos is bothered by Rosh Hashanah Gemara. Your phrase is totally wrong. You say not Zui Rosh Hashanah Gemara. This would be Zui Rosh Hashanah Gemara is what you wanted to say. And okay, Tosfos mentions that, and he says Rashi tries to answer it, and what he means to say, what Rashi says, Zui Rosh Hashanah Gemara, and this is a Rosh Hashanah that has a real 4 walls. A Rosh Hashanah that has really 4 walls. It doesn't have the really 4 walls, and it's not.
Wait, we just started off with 4 definitions, one and 2 of them were Rosh Hashanah and Rosh Hashanah. What gives them the right now to give these gray definitions of this one's Gemara, this one's not Gemara? Like anymore, either it is or it's not, and if it's not, I still.
Right.
So I don't think the Gemara should even be in the Gemara.
I don't think the Gemara should be in the Gemara. So what it means is that we set a case that's a machlokes. We said he said a case that's a machlokes. We could have said that the machlokes is that the stricter opinion is being strict. They don't want you really to rely on that lenient opinion. But really, they agree with him. They're just being strict. And in other cases, it would come out that they would really hold that, like his opinion. So that we're saying that no, they don't agree at all. It's totally not a. Amar Mar was taught before. The master said, "Zui Rosh Hashanah. This is a public area. Lemutei Mai. What are you excluding? Lemutei Idach to Rabbi Yehuda, to exclude another opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Ditnan was taught in a Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yehuda says, "Ma'aseh derech Rosh Hashanah mefsakasan yisalken al tzaddim. Chamamim remain tzarech." In the days of in temple times, the Jewish people would travel to the Bais Hamikdash 3 times a year. They had a difficulty with their animals that were traveling with on Shabbos. If they would have to stop to get water for the animals. The animals drink water from the well. You have to take the water out of the well, put it into a trough, and the animals would drink from that. Now the well is a Rosh Hashanah. It's 10 tefachim deep. It's four tefachim wide. It's Rosh Hashanah. The area around the well is Rosh Hashanah. You can't get the water out of the well and put it down. So what they did was they said, what you can do is you can make imaginary square around the well. Here's the well. Okay, you make an imaginary square around the well, and you put a double post here, like at a right angle, like a little one tefach here and one tefach here. You do the same here and here, and each of the 4 corners. It's called pasei birois, which are like posts that are around the well.
these are like lefties.
It's with, look, you know how on you would on the computer if you want to crop a picture, it gives you the square. That's like the pasei birois. You have those little things. And so that's your it's like a lechi, but a lechi doesn't need to be a tefach. There's a picture. The book itself, yeah, we can get 4 books and do it. So Rabbi Yehuda holds that if there happens to be the way you made your pasei birois, you happen to be that you made it in a way where you did it exactly in the Rosh Hashanah. Now, what you did here is you made fictitious walls. These are halachic walls. There's no wall there. It's imaginary walls. Now, you can't have an imaginary wall while you have the people walking right through it. Imaginary wall it can't be a Rosh Hashanah where people are actually walking through it. So that's right, yeah. Like that. So Rabbi Yehuda says that if the Rosh Hashanah is going through it, then you have to move it to the side. What does it mean? You move the Pasibirais to the side and you move the street to the side.
And this is all in his mind.
It's virtual.
Yeah, so you have to move.
Now
Can
it's
ha-
Shabbos. Now it's Shabbos.
Now, there is a contradiction between the two statements that we just had of Rabbi Yehuda. The Gemara and Eruvin discusses. Your first statement was Rabbi Yehuda holds that you can make a Rosh Hashanah into Rosh Hashanah by putting two posts on the edge of your house and the wall across the street works, and you can have the rabbin walking through. Now, when it came to Pasibirais, he said you can't have the rabbin walking through. You have to move it to the side to get it away. That's a clear contradiction. That's okay. That's the Gemara and Eruvin discusses how Rabbi Yehuda says both of those. The Chachamim say Ein Tzarech. You don't have to move it to the side. Okay. So what are we doing? We're saying that this is a Rosh Hashanah. And we're excluding Rabbi Yehuda. So what are we saying? We're saying that Rabbi Yehuda holds that it's a Rosh Hashanah. We're saying that it's not a Rosh Hashanah. Those cases are Rosh Hashanah, but not Rabbi Yehuda's Rosh Hashanah. Not the street that's going through the Pasibirais. That's not a Rosh Hashanah. That's what we're saying. And you don't have to move it to the side. But my Karla Gemara, why is it called Rosh Hashanah Gemara? So the Gemara answers, I did the Tani Reisha Gemara, Tani Nami Sefer Gemara. That was just to keep it symmetrical. We said it in the first case. We said Gemara in the second case. V'lechshav Nami Midbar. What about the desert? Isn't the desert a Rosh Hashanah? The Jewish people were in the desert. The Hatanya is Rosh Hashanah. We have a Bais. Stratia, the street, Platia, Plaza, Platia Gdela, big plaza, Mavai Samafalashim, and the alleys that go straight through, the streets that go through, Bahamidbar, and the desert. Rabbi Kasha, Rabbi says it's no question. Kambasman Shishol Shrim by Midbar, Kambasman is when the Jewish people were in the desert, there were 600,000 people there, it's Rosh Hashanah. When Bisman is it's not a Rosh Hashanah, no one walks there. That's what he said about Rome.
Why don't they classify simply the price of Rosh Hashanah somewhere where 600,000? Why are they referring it to this? It says Rosh Hashanah is this. Why don't they say it's a place where 600,000 people?
Right. Taisa says, look,
What?
Peretz.
Yeah.
Taisa, Kambas Manchi Yisrael Shrim by Midbar, Mashma K'tzas. It seems slightly apparent. The Einer Rosh Hashanah, Elam came with some Shishim Ribik from Midbar. Because the Bais doesn't say you need 600,000. It appears from this answer of Abaya, this Teretz, that you do need 600,000. So that's why we get into these machlekes saying what's Rosh Hashanah and all of this. It's not so clear.
Right. Ambiguous.
Yeah. Amar Mar, stuck before him. If a person does carry from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah, if it's by mistake, there's a sin offering. If it's on purpose, it's kares and stoning. Obviously, he has to bring a carbon chatas. He didn't have Eira. The Gemara says, "B'mezid on ashkaris v'niskal it's shifalei." I need the mezid that's chayiv. The Gemara says, "Hanami pshita." That's also obvious. The Gemara says, "Hakamash malan." No, it's coming to teach me something interesting. Kid Rav, what Rav says. Amar Rav says, look at this quote. Look at this. Matzasi Megillah Starim Bei Reb Chia. I found in a secret notebook by Reb Chia. But what happened in those days was that you weren't, before Rebbe wrote the Mishnah, Reb Chia is a student of Rebbe, but before Rebbe wrote the Mishnah, people did have their own notebooks. It just wasn't supposed to be published. So Reb Chia had a notebook. And Rav says he says he found in his uncle's notebook, that it says the following. The Kasaba, Isi ben Yehuda Imer. Isi ben Yehuda says, Avis malachis mem chaser achas. The main malachas of Shabbos are 40 minus 1, which means 39. Ve'ena chayev al achas. But you only chayev one carbon. Now, probably what it means is someone did all 39 malachas, he's only chayev one carbon.
Why does it always say 40 minus 1?
Yeah.
Always.
407 years ago.
Is it with the lashes, like they 40 lashes, and then
Yeah.
it's too much, and
Over there it's easier. I'm not sure. By the other things I can explain. By the lashes I can explain. 40 minus 1, because after you get to 39, then the last one is already like on its own or something similar to the 49 days and the 50th day. Okay, I'm not sure why the malachas are written like that. The Gemara says, "Einy, is it really so that Isi ben Yehuda holds that you only chayav one carbon if you do all the malachas?" But Tanan, we have a Mishnah, probably the most important Mishnah in Masechta Shabbos, that says, "Avis malachis mem chaser achas." There's 39 malachas, 40 minus 1, and we asked Vahavinan Ba, we asked on that Minyan Alamali, why do you have to tell me the number? What do you think I can't count? It's 39, I can count until. He counted out. Rabbi Yochanan explains, why does the Mishnah give the number? That if you do all the malachas of Shabbos, every possible activity, you'll be chayiv 39 karbanos. In one forgetting. You forget that it's Shabbos, and you do all of those, or you forget that they're all awesome. You do all of those, you'll be chayiv 39. And that means that even if I did toldos together with them, I'll only be chayiv one carbon for that category of malacha. So it's only 39. So what are you telling me? That if you do all the malachas, you only chayiv one. There's one malacha that you're not chayiv for. Yisrael ben Yehuda says, one malacha that you're not chayiv for. So what is it telling me here? That you're chayiv? By process of elimination, we can work our way down. So we know that the malacha of carrying is not the malacha that you're exempt for. Now we have 38 to go, but we know that there is one that you definitely chayiv. This is not the one that Isi ben Yehuda had a doubt on. There's discussion about another machlekes regarding if you light a fire, why does the Torah have to tell it to you independently? That's a Gemara later. And it could be that's what this is associated with. Isi ben Yehuda, the Gemara uses Isi ben Yehuda, and it gives me like 5 different names for him. Isi ben Yehuda, Isi ben Goya, Isi ben Yehuda. He has other names that are. Remember, we had a lion that he spoke very highly about. He's like, I'm going to burn you with something, like a very strong. I don't know if we had it in maybe in Brachos or in Nida. Yeah.
Question: from where it says Ella Ema, is that still Rabbi Yochanan speaking, or is
No.
that the Gemara
No,
amending?
that is Rabbi Yochanan's statement ends by Al Kol Achas V'Achas, period. Ella, the Gemara is giving another answer. Why are we saying that? Why do we need to tell me that Yechayev a carbon if you do this b'shagig? Ella, we're retracting from the way we had it before. We're saying that the reason why it's saying this is there is a chiddush. The chiddush is that this is not one of the cases that's in doubt. Okay, Amar Mar. Okay, let's leave it over here. If you take it out of court.